In the tapestry of life, where every thread holds a story, America in black and white emerges as a haven for the voices echoing through the heart of our communities. In this podcast, we wade through the rivers of our collective experiences, celebrating the vibrant hues of change brought forth by the whispers of hope and the roars of action. It's more than just a conversation. It's a journey into the heart of our society, illuminated by the light of those daring to dream and do. Join us, and let your voice be the melody that guides us toward a dawn where every color finds its place in the masterpiece of our shared destiny. Together, let's paint a future brimming with the positives that dwell in our minds and the actions that shape our world.
Good evening, family. Welcome in. I'm Charles Zackary King, and tonight, just me and you. No guests, no panel. This is a solo episode, a check-in, a moment for us to breathe, to think, to align. And I want to open this conversation with a question that I believe cuts to the core of everything we do here on America in Black and White. What it really means to succeed. Now, I know what the world says success looks like. It's got a number attached to it, a title, a zip code, maybe a car in the driveway, or a verified check on your profile. But I want to talk to you tonight about a different kind of success. The kind that doesn't show up on your bank statement or your social media feed. The kind that is built in the quiet hours before the world wakes up and in the long hours after it goes to sleep. Success, at its most honest, is a daily discipline. It is the decision to show up when showing up is hard. It is the choice to build when everyone around you is full of doubt. It is choosing legacy over comfort every single day when comfort would be so much easier. And I want to speak directly to someone watching tonight who knows exactly what I mean because you live it. The unique experience of Black excellence in America is this. We often begin our journey having to prove something that should never have been in question. We enter rooms where the default assumption is doubt. We apply to things or for things we are overqualified for. We build companies and ecosystems that were not designed to fund us. We create art in industries that were not designed to include us. And we succeed anyway. Not for the validation of a world that started with skepticism, but for our children, for our communities, for the generations who are watching us right now and learning what is possible. I think about the Tuskegee Airmen when I think about this. Those men didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the system to become fair. They built their wings, literally, and they flew. And because they flew, the world changed. That is the model. That is the blueprint. And I'll be honest with you, because honesty is what this show has always been about. Building America in Black and White has not always been easy. There have been sacrifices of time, of resources, of the kind of certainty that makes sleeping easy at night. But there has never been a moment of doubt about the why. This platform exists because Black voices deserve more than a seat at someone else's table. We deserve to own the table. And that is what we are building together. One episode one story, one conversation at a time. So tonight, I want you to hear me clearly. We're building something real, something lasting, something that will matter long after this broadcast ends. And I need you to stay with us because what we're creating is bigger than a show. It is a movement, and movements need people. They need you. Stay with us. Family, we're just getting started. Tonight, this show is all about me updating you guys on everything that's transforming, transpiring, and the growth that we're having right now here at America in Black and White. This didn't just happen just because. This is because we've got supporters such as you that are here right now to help us in everything that we do. And I want to tell you that I want to thank you for what you guys are doing. But I want you guys to also to understand one thing, that everything that we're doing here, I'm going to tell you guys about the updates, the things that are coming right now for what is to come as the biggest inspirational points of what we're doing here at this show. Let me start with what is America in Black and White. America in Black and White is a nationally distributed media and cultural organization committed to amplifying the full, unfiltered truth of the Black American experience, historically, politically, economically, and socially. It operates at the powerful intersection of storytelling, education, and advocacy, creating content that is as regionally researched as it is deeply felt. America in Black and White is a platform where the full complexity of Black life is explored without apology, without compromise, and without the need for outside approval. We're not a niche. We are a necessity, and the audience that gathers around this platform understands that distinction in their bones. So what I want you guys to understand is that from the vetting of each and every guest to the understanding of what this platform is about is always researched, approved, and put through in order for you guys out there to see what we do. When we do this from the real perspective. And what that real perspective is that for each and every professional from all walks of industries in life that we bring to this show, we bring them here with the meaning of building community to get the message to each and every individual out there to know that what we're talking about and what they're talking about is the impact of the work that they do and why they do it. But also being resourceful to where you, the audience, for those that we want to inspire and motivate, if you've got those questions and you want to be a part of what is being built and you too want to be a part of that movement that's going to enhance and make your life better, we're here for that. They're here for that. That reason is when you reach out, you ask that question. You want to learn what they do, and you might want to be that same professional that they are. Who better to help you than the professionals that we bring here to this show? We ask that each and every time that our guests come to this show, that everything stays on a professional basis, because not about a show, but about the authenticity of what's taking place, what's transpiring, what these guests are doing, but also how they intersect with your life and your community and the impact that that work has on your community and you. You are just as important as the guest is to this show, which means we all work together intermingly in order to bring out the best in what we have, but also the best that we want to present and represent in order to do that due diligence of continuously building our communities. This is not an individual experience. This is about an us experience. Each and every time we do this show, we do a show because we want to make sure that you too are included, but included from the best basis and the best premise as possible, so that if there's any questions or concerns that you have, you're always able to, one, leave a comment when we do a show, send an email, or make a phone call. We're here. But we're here for the embetterment of building the best that we can build in our communities. Now, when we ask the question, what does America in Black and White stand for? And I want to make sure that I answer this question because I think a lot of people have a really, they have a bad misconception as to when you see America in Black and White and what that stands for. America in Black and White, this platform, at its core, America in Black and White stands for truth telling, the kind of journalism and media production that does not soften its edges or adjust its facts to accommodate those who would prefer a more comfortable narrative. America in Black and White stands for institutional equity, for generational wealth building, and for radical and non-negotiable belief that Black voices belong not just in the conversation, but at the head of it. It stands for accountability without performance and authenticity without compromise. This is the kind of media that does not just reflect culture, it shapes it. It is the kind of journalism and storytelling that changes lives, shifts policies, and builds the communities it serves. So when you guys see the guests that you see here, the guests that you see here are the ones that when we go through that vetting process, they understand what this show is about, and they deserve and they do come here to do their part of letting it be known, not just what they do, but they do it in their truest sense. We don't do performance. There's nothing performative about this. What you hear is the realness. That is why this show is live. It is live because I want you guys to catch the realness and the best part of what you're going to get from that guest, because it also allows you that opportunity that at any given time that this show is happening, you're able to leave that question. And we want you to leave that question because we want you to be a part of what we're doing here. This is all about the realness. And as this system is building, I want you guys to understand, and I truly want you to understand, that we're in season 4 now. We'll be here long after season 4. And I can honestly say to you, for those of you that are on board and have been on board from day one, I want to thank you, but I want us all to be a part of this because it's beneficial for each and every individual that watches this show. My show is about building all of these underserved and marginalized communities, because if they're so much more under-resourced than where most of us live, then we all should have a part in making everybody as equitable as possible. That's what we stand for. That's what America in Black and White stands for. We don't do the down ballot politics, of trying to take away from others. What people do is what people do. But what we do is we build. And we build from the authentic perspective that it matters not where you are, it matters not who you are, you too are a part of this family. We accept you. Please accept us and be a part of all these good things that we're doing, because we want to make sure that everything that we do here, that it impacts you in the most powerful and most prosperous, progressive way as possible. You're always welcome at any given time to send that message and that feedback and let us know if we missed something or if there's something that you feel you want us to cover more, because we will do that. We are going to do that. We are going to do that. And I say that because I want you to understand, when I say we are about you, we are about you. I can say that. I can stand on that, and I can be held accountable for that. And I can be held accountable for that because we have the guests that have come here to prove that, but we also have done enormous amounts of writings and put out announcements and highlighting the work that many of our guests have done, because they're impactful and they impact you in the most positive and prosperous way. And I want you to always feel like, if ever anything that we could do here at America in Black and White to make it even better than what you see, we welcome you to give us that feedback. Send it to us, please. You can send it. So the third thing is, what are we building? We're building something that goes far beyond a television program or a digital channel. We're constructing a full-scale media ecosystem, a network of shows, digital content, community partnerships, and eventually a brick-and-mortar institution dedicated to Black media education, journalism training, and cultural preservation. The crown jewel of this vision is the AMIBW Institute, a center of gravity for the next generation of Black communicators, journalists, entrepreneurs, and civic leaders. The Institute will serve as the place where the next generation is not just trained, but elevated, launched, and equipped to reshape the industries they enter. Every episode we produce, every sponsor we welcome, every partner we embrace is a brick in that foundation. We're not building a show, we're building a legacy. So I will tell you, as we get more into AMIBW Institute, because I'm going to save that for the end, but that's our main goal. And how we're doing that is we are creating an ecosystem. You get America in Black and White 5 days a week. That's Monday through Friday. Same time, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we promise to bring to you are the professionals that are doing the work in their communities that impact their communities, but also impact your community. Because the work is wide. It spreads deep and wide. That includes each and every community around this country that we want to reach. And we have the goal to reach as many and all of these communities as we possibly can, because we want to be a part of whatever that difference is that's being made. So we can't do that unless we have people that actually want to work with us as well. So for those of you that want to be a part of this and want to work with us, we're welcoming you with open arms. However the support may be, all the way to the sponsorships and the partnerships, we are welcoming to all of those things. So as I mentioned, the Monday through Friday shows, that's America in Black and White. But some of those Friday shows may change to what we call Final Word Friday. Same time, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we also do a news show on Saturdays. That's changing trends and times. That show is on every Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, we're in the midst of a 4-part series. Episode 3 in that series is coming up this Saturday. The title of the series is Left, Right, and Black, the Political Parties and the Fight for Representation. Episode 3 this Saturday is called Coded Language, the Southern Strategy. That's still real, and that's still taking place to this day. On Sunday, we do CK Stories from the Heart. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where people are allowed in a safe space to come and talk about the things talk about their life story. Talk to us about what they're doing. Talk to us about what they're doing that's impacting the community. Talk to us about what's on their mind. That's giving that outlet. That's what we're doing here at America in Black and White, because we're being inclusive for each and every individual. We want you all to not just be safe, but to be comfortable and to be free in delivering your story when we do CK Stories from the Heart. It matters not who, the couple, or the love. You are free to come to CK Stories from the Heart. You are free to come to CK Stories from the Heart. We're reaching out all the time, looking to continuously to fill spots for the show. And I can tell you right now, we're actually booking shows now for the month of August. That's right, the month of August. Because we have people that are willing and able to come to the show and they want to tell their story. I can guarantee you that when you come to CK Stories from the Heart, you do not have to worry about any of the negativity outside of that. Because what's outside is what's outside. When you come inside and you're here with us, you are safe, you are comfortable, and you can feel free to discuss and say the things that you feel you need to say as to what you are feeling. Honestly, looks like we got a question here in the chat. Hello, this is, who is this? This is Brille. Hello, how are you? Ryan Pollen, hello, how are you? Mindforge, saying that something is trending nowadays. Let's see. Somebody else is talking about they're fed up of motivation. So, okay. And so, well, I just wish, I'm glad that each and every last one of you took the time to put something in the chat, but I want you to know the motivation is going to continue here, because we will continue to motivate and inspire each and every individual that's a part of this ecosystem. And so, as to tell you about the ecosystem, to continue that, the ecosystem is like a triangle, okay? And so this main tier, this flagship at the bottom here, this is America in Black and White. This is Changing Trends and Times. This is CK Stories from the Heart. They come together to form this media ecosystem where we give you the news, we give you the stories, we give you all of the life, true facts of what's happening in Black culture. And as we give you that, that's unapologetically the truth, nothing but the truth, and the facts are the facts. And we give those to you because we want you to be able to cipher out what is best for you and how you should move. Our thing is we want you to get the message. So as long as you decide how you like to use that message, as long as it's for good, then we are here for you. Because negativity, we have no place for that. We're not doing negativity. That's not what this platform is about. This platform is all about positivity. And I think each and every individual that has come here to this show, that's either putting a comment in that chat or sit here and watch the show, they know that we're giving you your best. We're giving you our best. And we want to do that as best as possible. We do that as creative as possible. And we also do that from the perspective that, you know, you feel the realness of what's happening because we're unscripted. There's nothing scripted about this show. Everything about it is authentic. Everything. And that is what I want you guys to make sure you understand as well. And so I'll finish up more on this on the ecosystem here in the end. But so the next thing is, what are we building? We are building something that goes far beyond television programs or digital channels. Well, we just talked about what we're building. Why sponsorships and partnerships matter. So let's be direct about something. That is critically important. Media that authentically serves underrepresented communities cannot and should not rely on systems that have historically underfunded Black voices. Sponsorships are not charity, they are strategic. High return investments in a growing, loyal, and deeply engaged audience demographic that commands significant purchasing power and cultural influence. Every dollar of partnership supports, accelerates our timelines, expands our reach, amplifies our message, and makes the America in Black and White mission not only possible, but sustainable over the long term. We offer our sponsors something that cannot be bought through traditional advertising, that is meaningful, trusted visibility within a high integrity, high trust community ecosystem. When you partner with American Black and White, you're not just buying ad space, you're earning a relationship. We're all about the long-term relationship, and that's building deep, deep cultural roots within all of our communities, building them to be their strongest, most cohesive, and its best. So for those that are looking to sponsor and partnership, we definitely have the work, we definitely have the space, and we not only provide space on this show, we will also be providing space in our magazine, which we are reinventing and we are bringing back. We will also have space on our website. We will also have space on our blog, and we will also have space on our blogging website. So yes, the exposure is deep, it is wide, it is meaningful. It is with purpose, it is with building, and it is with adding the value that's necessary to all of our underserved and marginalized communities that we're reaching out to build and to help. We more than welcome the sponsorship. We more than welcome the ad buys. Those that want to advertise, you can definitely buy advertising space. If it's here on the show, if it's on the website, you can do that. We have all of that ready and available for you guys that wants to do that. All you have to do is just reach out. You'll see the advertisement, but hey, if you go to the website americainblackandwhite.us. You can either send us an email or you can actually schedule a meeting on the calendar, and we will accept that meeting. We will have that meeting. We will come to the meeting of the minds and make it work, and we will definitely do our due diligence to ensure that for whatever ad that you want us to advertise, that you will get that to the fullest, and we will make sure that you are completely satisfied. That's what we do here at America in Black and White. You're looking at the face, you're looking at the owner. This is what we do. I am the one that's going to be held solely responsible and liable for each and every individual that comes here to this show, or for each and every client that wants to do sponsorships, advertising, marketing, partnerships. We got you covered. You got my word. So let me do some acknowledgement of our media partner, which is IMTV360 and its CEO, Miss Lisa Andrews. And so just to tell you guys about Miss Andrews, Mrs. Andrews, she is a woman-owned small business. She's a veteran-owned small business. She is a Black-owned small business. Her team does all of any and all of the media work that's done here at America in Black and White. They come up with the creative ideas. And I can tell you that you guys have started to see some changes in some of the marketing advertisements that we have. In the next 2 weeks, you guys will be seeing some newer material that IMTV360 has come up with, as far as, our promo video. You'll see that that's going to totally change. All of the functionalities of it is brand new. The quality that they're doing in their work is one that I can honestly tell you. There could be many people that can do many things, but I can tell you this: IMTV360 has been the sole media outlet that has worked with America in Black and White, Changing Trends and Times, and CK Stories from the Heart, and has done many, many creative things. And I want to thank Ms. Andrews and her team, because without them, there would be no marketing, there would be no acknowledgments, there would not be any knowing. They have done an extraordinary job. And I tell you, if any of you out there that are looking for people to do some work for you, I can tell you this: they are definitely the place, they're definitely the company that you want to seek out. Their email address is imtv360@gmail.com. Their phone number is 866-764-8031. And again, I think you guys should make sure that you want to reach out to them, because they do services such as the AI concierge, they do AI employee solutions, they do missed call and lead response automation, they do CRM implementation and management, voice text and email follow-up systems, appointment bookings and scheduling automation, websites, funnels and digital assets, branding and visual identity development, video production and promotional content, podcasts and media support, reputation management and review generation, customer communication workflows, marketing strategy and growth consulting. These are the things that have added to the growth here of America in Black and White. And I feel like it's only fair that I pass out this information to you guys, because as we have grown This is the company that has helped us, and I'm more than sure that they can do plenty of good work and good things to help your company as well. Just reach out to them. And so what I just want you guys to know about the media partner is, we would be remiss, and frankly, we would be wrong if we did not take a moment to specifically and sincerely acknowledge our valued media partner, IMTV 360, and the extraordinary leadership of its CEO, Miss Lisa Andrews, because they have done an extraordinary job with Lisa. I want to say to Lisa, what you have built with IMTV 360 reflects exactly the kind of visionary values driven leadership that the Black media landscape needs more of. This partnership between AMIBW and IMTV 360 is not transactional. It is a meeting of minds, a convergence of shared value, and a mutual, deeply felt commitment to producing Black media of the highest quality. This is the model we are building more of: aligned partnerships between institutions that believe in the same things, built on trust and a shared vision for what Black media can and must become. And so again, I want to thank IMTV 360 and its CEO and owner, Ms. Lisa Andrews, for the great work that they have done with this company. They have done this work. I tell you, it just goes unbeknownst that, there are no words to say, but other than they're just super fantabulous. And without them, you guys would not be seeing the visuals that you see today. And I want to thank them. So in conclusion, as to why support is essential for erecting the AMIBW Institute. The AMIBW Institute is not a distant dream. It is an active blueprint, and it needs builders. The Institute will train the next generation of Black journalists and media professionals, host national convenings that bring the brightest Black minds in communications, policy, and culture into the same room, and preserve a living archive of Black media history that too often goes unprotected and uncelebrated. Its graduates will not just enter industries, they will lead them, disrupt them, and reshape them in the image of the communities they come from. The time to build this is now, not because it is convenient, but because the infrastructure of Black media is at a pivotal moment that will not wait. Support today through sponsorship, partnerships, donations, and advocacy. Plant seeds that will grow for generations and produce fruit that nourish the communities we will never personally meet. We're asking you to be a part of that. Reach out, sponsor, partner, give. The AMIBW Institute will be built, and the question is simply whether your name will be among those who made it possible. So again, the Institute is going to be built. There will be two major cities that this ecosystem will be placed in. And they both will be in two different places, but large markets at the same time. This will have an educational component to it that will allow parents in a lot of these communities to get scholarships to send your kids to the Institute. When they get to the Institute, especially those that are looking at the journalistic side of life, we will 100% put them in a place that is going to be forever and ever etched in stone, as in the building point going into the future of what Black media will and should be. That's a promise. That is a promise from me as I look to you. With anybody that wants to work with us, we are willing to work with you. But remember, we're not about all of that bad stuff of what people do today, because people do many, many things. I don't bequeath you for what you do, but I will say this. When it comes to AMIBW Institute, we're all about keeping everything that we do on the clear side, the transparent side, and doing it the right way. I want to tell you guys and some of the other things that are in plans right now. We are planning on doing a 2-city location show at the bottom of the year. We're going to be sending out fillers for all major metropolitan areas. That would include the Houston area. That would include the Los Angeles, California area. That would include Detroit, Michigan. That will include Chicago, Illinois. That will include Washington, D.C. And that will also include Charlotte, North Carolina. We will be sending out fillers in your area in forms of advertisement and just trying to see exactly which 2 cities are going to be the most formidable that are willing, able, and ready to accept America in black and white as we do a live in-person tour show in your city. Live show, live studio audience, live guests on the stage, where we have a real show and we talk about these very same issues from education to politics. And with you being in that space, you will have that opportunity of not only participating with your question, but I will tell you that as much time as I'm able to devote to each and every guest that comes to any of these shows, that if I can devote time to you where you have the opportunity to speak with me and talk about whatever you like to talk about, I am willing and able to do that as well. Because there's no culture like black culture, like black excellence. That's what we got. That's what we got. And I tell you, this is what each and every last one of you bring to this platform. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Because without you, there is no show. Now, I want to take the moment and I want to go through it. I want to do a Black History reflection when it comes to the Tuskegee Airmen, because this is so important and this show is dedicated to them, and it sounds just like what they went through, but what they were able to rise and accomplish. Before there were hashtags or headlines, before the cameras turned and the microphones were hot, there were men, black men, who strapped themselves into fighter planes and took to the skies to prove with their very lives that excellence has no color. The Tuskegee Airmen are not merely a chapter in American history, they are a declaration. They are living proof that when given the opportunity, even a begrudging, segregated, politically contested opportunity, Black Americans will not just rise to the occasion, they will redefine it. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first African-American military aviation in the United States Armed Forces, trained at the Tuskegee Army Airfield in Alabama beginning in 1941. Formerly designated as a 332nd Fighter Group and the 477th Bombardment Group of the U.S. Army Air Corps, these men entered a military apparatus that was simultaneously asking them to fight for a democracy they could not fully access at home. They ate in separate mess halls. They slept in segregated barracks. They were denied the promotions their records merited, and still they flew. Over the course of World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen flew more than 15,000 individual sorties in the skies of Europe and North Africa, earning more than 150 distinguished flying crosses, one of the military's highest honors, along with hundreds of additional commendations. Their bomber escort missions became the stuff of legend. In an era when bombers were routinely picked off by enemy fighters, the Red Tails, named for the distinctive crimson markings on their aircraft, compiled a record of rarely losing a bomber under the protection to enemy fighter attack. They were not just good, they were irreplaceable. And yet, every mile they flew was contested, not only by the enemy aircraft, but by the institutional racism of the very country they served. White commanding officers doubted their capacity. Skeptics in Washington argued that Black men lacked the intelligence, the discipline, the courage to serve in combat aviation. The Tuskegee Airmen answered that argument not with words, but with results that could not be denied, could not be erased, and could not be attributed to anyone but themselves. Their impact extended far beyond the battlefield. The success of the Tuskegee Airmen directly dismantled the racist, pseudoscientific arguments that had long been used to justify military segregation. Their record laid the intellectual and moral groundwork for President Harry S. Truman's historic Executive Order 9981 in 1948. The order that officially desegregated the United States Armed Forces and cracked open the door to a more equitable American military. One group Black aviators changed the law of the land. Today, their legacy lives on in the soaring tradition of Black aviation. In STEM education programs rooted in Black communities and in the enduring fight for equal opportunity in every American institution, the Tuskegee Airmen remind us that systemic opposition is never the final word. Excellence always has the last say. And that is precisely the spirit we carry here on in American and Black and White. Just as those aviators built their wings in the face of a world that doubted them, we are building this platform, this media institution, this community, this conversation in spaces that were not always designed for us. We're here anyway, and we're not leaving. And so I want to thank the Tuskegee Airmen for their service, but also for being that group that opened the door for me to serve in the United States Navy for the 10 years that I served. Because, as I stated, Black excellence is Black excellence. And what they did is second to none, but is better than most. And again, this is why we do what we do, is because it's stories like that, which we do Black History 365, but it's stories like that that more than lights the fire under you. It makes you want to be a better person. It makes you want to be a better person. We should all be motivated. We should all be motivated. I know that that's not the case, but we should all be motivated because we all not only just have a piece of this pie, but we all can do the things that we know that we can do. We can create, we can build, we can be the best intellectuals in the world. And I am telling you that as we grow and we build AMIBW Institute, I want you to know that partnerships with HBCUs are going to be the most important thing for us, because it stems down to the young people that go to these institutions that we need to have at the front of the line and leading the way in the journalistic perspective of our people, our communities, and our culture. It's not called HBCUs for nothing, which stands for Historically Black Colleges, Universities, and Colleges and universities. I want to thank them for that as well. So, in closing, as we keep building, family, we have come to the end of tonight's episode. And before I let you go, I need a moment, just a moment to say thank you. To those of you who have been with America in Black and White since the very beginning, you know who you are, and so do I. Your loyalty is not lost on me. It is felt. It is the fuel. And to those of you turning in for the very first time tonight, welcome home. You found us at exactly the right moment. We talked tonight about success, about what it really means beyond the metrics, beyond the optics, beyond the applause. And I want to close this episode the same way I opened it: success. Success is showing up. That's it. That's the whole thing. And tonight, you showed up. You gave this episode your time, your attention, your presence, and in a world absolutely flooded with noise and distraction. That is not a small thing. That is a declaration. So let me say it plainly. You showed up, and so did we, and that is what success looks like. I will not pretend that building this platform is light work. It isn't always visible. The late nights, the strategic planning, the negotiation, the believing in the vision when the vision is still just got a document and a dream. None of that makes it onto the highlight reel, but it is always intentional. Every decision made in the construction of America in Black and White has been made with you, this audience, this community in mind. You are not an afterthought. You are the reason. Now, here is what I need from you before you go. Visit the platform. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. If you are a business owner, an executive, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, or an institution looking for a meaningful partnership opportunity, please reach out. The work of building the AMIBW Institute cannot happen without the support of people who understand its importance. Sponsor us. Partner with us. Support the Institute. Be part of what we are creating. The information is in the description. The door is open. This is America in Black and White, where truth lives and legacy is built one episode at a time. I'm your host, Charles Zackary King. We'll see you next time. Please hit the subscription button and enable all notifications on the YouTube channel that you find America in Black and White. When you find Changing Trends and Times, when you find CK Stories from the Heart, we need you. We want your support, and we are looking forward to forging a long-term partnership with you, our guests, our community, as we build. Thank you all. You all have a great evening. See you tomorrow.